Welcome back to the Iraqi Dinar Alert. For years, discussions about the Iraqi Dinar (IQD) have been filled with predictions, arguments, and constant debate. As 2025 gets closer, one question is once again rising to the surface. Is Iraq preparing to revalue its currency? Many people believe a major rate change is coming. Others think the entire idea is nothing more than speculation. To understand the truth, we must explore Iraq's economic environment, the central bank's strategy, global influences, and the genuine signals coming from inside the country. This article breaks everything down in simple, clear language, without the hype. 1. What a revaluation actually means. Before we ask whether Iraq will revalue the dinar, we must understand what a revaluation is. Revaluation, RV. A revaluation means the central bank raises the currency's value. For example, if one United States dollar equals 1,320 Iraqi dinars, right pointing arrow, a revaluation might adjust it to one United States dollar equals 1,250 Iraqi dinars or 1,200 Iraqi dinars. Redenomination, removing zeros. This is different. It changes the appearance of currency notes, not the value. For example, 1,000 Iraqi dinars becomes one new IQD. But the purchasing power stays the same. Market appreciation. This occurs when the dinar slowly strengthens due to better economic performance. What it is not. The popular online claim of 1 Iraqi dinar equals 1 United States dollar overnight is not realistic and has no economic foundation. Understanding these differences helps us analyze Iraq's intentions correctly. 2. Iraq's current exchange rate and monetary position. Iraq operates under a managed exchange rate system, not a free float. This means the Central Bank of Iraq, CBI, is the main authority controlling how strong or weak the dinar is. Current situation. The official rate is around 1,320 Iraqi dinars per USD. The black market rate is usually higher. The system is heavily dollar dependent. Iraq does not allow the dinar to float freely because the economy is not diversified. Dollar demand is extremely high. Market instability would increase quickly. The CBI uses a more cautious approach to keep inflation under control. 3. Key factors that determine whether a revaluation is possible. A country cannot revalue its currency simply because it wants to. Several economic conditions must be in place. Let's break down the most important ones. A. Oil revenue and the dinar. Iraq relies on oil for more than 90% of government income. This dependency creates strength and vulnerability. When oil prices are high, Iraq earns more US dollars. The government's financial position becomes stronger. Foreign reserves increase. When oil prices drop, Iraq faces budget pressure. The demand for dollars rises. The dinar faces internal stress. A sustainable revaluation requires stable and predictable oil income. B. Foreign currency reserves. A country cannot strengthen its currency without large reserves to defend it. Iraq's foreign reserves include US dollars, gold, several foreign assets, special drawing rights (SDRs). In recent years, Iraq has been building these reserves aggressively. This is one of the strongest signs that the country wants a more stable currency over time. C. Government stability and economic direction. Political stability is critical for currency strength. Challenges Iraq faces: internal political disagreements, influence from foreign powers, corruption problems, border and trade gaps, government reshuffles. But there are also improvements. Better relations with regional neighbors. Increased focus on economic reforms. New agreements with China, Turkey, Iran, Saudi Arabia, and Jordan. More investment in infrastructure. A country cannot raise the value of its money unless the political environment is predictable. D. Central bank reforms. The CBI has introduced several major reforms over the last few years, including modernizing Iraq's banking system, strengthening anti-money laundering laws, digitizing payments, reducing dependency on cash, improving international compliance, expanding the use of bank cards and electronic transfers. These steps are necessary before any meaningful rate adjustment can occur. 4. Signs Iraq may be preparing for a rate adjustment. Although no one can say with 100% certainty what Iraq will do, several indicators suggest that the country is building toward a controlled, cautious improvement in the dinar's value. Sign 1. Reduced dollar leakage. Iraq has taken big steps to crack down on illicit dollar transfers, smuggling networks, fake invoices, fraudulent currency auction activities. This helps the dinar because it strengthens the banking system. Sign 2. Higher gold purchases. The CBI has been steadily increasing its gold reserves. Countries usually do this when preparing for a stronger currency, a more stable exchange rate system, higher financial independence. Gold is a key indicator of future monetary plans. Sign 3. Increased use of the Iraqi dinar in regional trade. Iraq has started using its own currency in more transactions, including paying Iran for electricity, increasing local trade settlements, reducing dollar use in internal markets. A country cannot raise the value of its currency while not using it widely. Iraq is trying to increase dinar usage gradually. Sign 4. Modern banking infrastructure. Strong currencies exist in economies where electronic payments dominate, banks are trusted, cash dependency decreases, currency stability is protected through technology. Iraq is slowly moving in this direction, though progress is ongoing. Sign 5. Narrowing the gap between official and market rates. A major jump in value can only happen when the government successfully controls the difference between the official bank rate and the black market rate. Although the gap still exists, Iraq is putting pressure on the parallel market. This is another sign of preparation for long-term stability. 5. What would a possible 2025 revaluation look like? Let's explore realistic and unrealistic possibilities for 2025. Scenario A. Modest revaluation, most likely. This would involve a slight upward adjustment, such as 1,320 right pointing arrow 1,250. Or 1,320 right pointing arrow 1,200. This kind of change is common when reserves increase, inflation is controlled, market stability improves. This is the most realistic type of revaluation Iraq could implement. Scenario B. Slow, gradual appreciation. Instead of a sudden one-time event, the dinar may strengthen steadily over several years. This is how many countries have improved their currencies, including Vietnam, India, Brazil. A steady appreciation is healthier for the economy and easier to manage. Scenario C. Large revaluation, highly unlikely. Some people believe Iraq will suddenly raise the dinar's value to $1 $3 per IQD. This is extremely improbable because Iraq's economy does not match countries with strong currencies. Government budgets are priced in dinars. Raising the rate too high would damage exports. It would create inflation inside the country. No modern economy has executed such a dramatic overnight jump. 6. What does the Central Bank of Iraq say? The CBI has stated multiple times that there will be no sudden, unrealistic RV. No plans exist for an overnight surge. Any rate change must follow economic data. The dinar will strengthen after reforms, not before. This means the CBI is focusing on controlling inflation, strengthening banks, regulating foreign transfers, building reserves, stabilizing the local market. These steps must come before any possible rate increase. 7. Is Iraq considering a redenomination? Iraq has discussed the idea of removing the zeros for many years. This would be a currency restructuring, not a revaluation. The purpose of redenomination would be easier transactions, simpler accounting systems, more efficient cash management. However, redenomination only works when inflation is low, the currency is stable, banking systems are modernized. Iraq is not fully ready yet, so this step may come after 2025, not during. 8. How much influence does the United States have? The U.S. plays a major role in Iraq's currency system. The U.S. controls Iraq's dollar transactions, access to global banking networks, oversight of dollar auctions, monitoring of international transfers. No major revaluation can occur without U.S. cooperation, compliance with global banking rules, Transparency in trade. This makes the process more cautious and controlled. 9. What experts predict for 2025? Most international economists believe, checkmark, a small revaluation is possible. Checkmark, a huge overnight jump is not realistic. Checkmark, Iraq needs continued reforms. Checkmark, the dinar can strengthen slowly over time. Checkmark, banking modernization will shape the future rate. They agree. Iraq is not ready for a massive RV, but it is working toward a stronger financial system. 10. Final conclusion. Will the Iraqi dinar revalue in 2025? Based on all available economic indicators. Most likely outcome. A modest increase in value or a controlled adjustment if reforms continue. Possible outcome. A gradual strengthening over several years. Least likely outcome. A dramatic overnight RV to $1 or more. Long-term possibility. A redenomination after economic stability improves. Final thoughts. Iraq's journey toward a stronger dinar is slow but real. The country is building reserves, enhancing banking systems, reducing dollar dependence, strengthening financial regulations, improving regional trade. A stronger dinar is possible, but only through steady economics, not overnight miracles. The dinar question that won't go away. For more than a decade, the Iraqi dinar (IQD) has been surrounded by speculation, rumors, and constant predictions of a major revaluation (RV). As 2025 approaches, investors, analysts, and even ordinary Iraqis are asking the same question. Is Iraq finally preparing to revalue the dinar? To answer this properly, we need to look beyond headlines and rumors. We must examine Iraq's economic structure, monetary policies, geopolitical pressures, oil revenues, reforms, and Central Bank of Iraq (CBI) strategies. This long-form analysis breaks down every piece of the puzzle so you can understand what is possible, what is unlikely, and what remains unknown. 1. Understanding what revaluation really means. Before asking whether a revaluation will happen in 2025, we need clarity on what a revaluation is, and what it is not. Checkmark revaluation, RV. A government or central bank raises the value of its currency relative to other currencies, usually the US dollar. Example, if 1,320 Iraqi dinars equals 1 United States dollar, a revaluation would make it, for example, 900 Iraqi dinars equals 1 United States dollar. Checkmark redenomination, deleting the zeros. This is changing the currency structure, not the value. Example, 1,000 Iraqi dinars becomes 1 new IQD. Value does not increase, only the appearance of the currency changes. Checkmark market appreciation. This occurs when a currency grows stronger gradually due to supply, demand, and economic performance. Crossmark the mythical overnight 1 Iraqi dinar equals $1. This legendary prediction has appeared online for years but has no real monetary basis. No modern currency has experienced such a jump without collapsing its economy. Conclusion. Understanding these differences is essential before analyzing Iraq's future. 2. Iraq's current exchange rate status. As of recent years, the Central Bank of Iraq maintains a managed exchange rate, meaning the dinar's value is controlled, not free-floating. Key facts. Iraq uses a peg system tied to the US dollar. The government adjusts the rate occasionally, but not freely. The official rate was reset in 2023-2024 to 1,320 Iraqi dinars per USD. The parallel market rate is often higher due to demand for dollars. This structure makes large revaluations difficult but not impossible, if the fundamentals change. 3. The biggest factors that influence a possible revaluation. To know whether 2025 could bring an RV, we must break down the economic drivers. A. Oil revenues, strength and weakness. Iraq's economy is over 90% dependent on oil. When oil prices are high, Iraq earns more dollars. When oil prices fall, the dinar weakens internally. Why this matters? A strong economy supports currency stability, but dependence on one source makes revaluation risky. 2025 outlook. If oil prices remain above $70 plus, Iraq will have stronger reserves and more room for monetary adjustments. B. Foreign reserves, the backbone of the dinar. The central bank's foreign currency reserves, dollars, gold, international assets, determine how much the dinar can strengthen. Recent trends show reserves have grown significantly in recent years. Iraq has been buying more gold. The CBI is stabilizing reserves at over $100 billion approximately. Higher reserves equals more power to defend or strengthen the currency. C. Political stability and the government's vision. No currency becomes strong unless its political environment is stable. Concerns: government changes, corruption issues, internal security challenges, U.S.-Iraq tensions, border trade leakage, improvements, stronger anti-corruption steps, financial digitization, tighter controls on dollar smuggling, new trade agreements with China, Turkey, Iran, Jordan, and GCC states. Stability in 2025 will play a huge role. D. Central bank reforms in progress. The CBI has introduced major reforms. Electronic financial systems, anti-money laundering laws, new banking regulations, efforts to control the parallel market, digital banking expansion, plans for a possible digital dinar. These reforms are meant to stabilize the currency first before considering any change in the exchange rate. 4. Is Iraq secretly preparing for a revaluation? This is where the speculation begins. There are several signals analysts look for to predict an RV. Let's examine whether Iraq is showing these signs. Signal 1. Tightening dollar controls. Iraq has been blocking illegal dollar transfers, regulating banks more strictly, ending fraudulent currency auctions. These are indicators of a country preparing for a stronger and cleaner currency system. Signal 2. Increasing gold and dollar reserves. Gold purchases and reserve increases are classic signs of exchange rate preparation. Signal 3. Bank digitization and transparency. Weak currencies operate in cash-heavy economies. Strong currencies operate through electronic systems, legal trade tracking, regulated forex flows. Iraq is moving toward this. Signal 4. De-dollarization steps. Iraq has started paying Iran in Iraqi dinars, China in yuan, some domestic trade in dinars only. A country cannot revalue its currency if it depends too heavily on the US dollar. Iraq is slowly breaking that dependence. Signal 5. Removing the gap between official and parallel rates. A revaluation is only possible when the black market rate and official rate become close. The CBI is working heavily on this, though results remain mixed. 5. What would a 2025 revaluation actually look like? Let's examine realistic and unrealistic scenarios. Scenario A. Small revaluation. This is the most realistic. The rate could adjust slightly, for example, from 1,320 right pointing arrow 1,200. Or even 1,150. Small revaluations can happen as economies stabilize. Scenario B. Gradual appreciation over years. Instead of a sudden RV, Iraq might strengthen gradually as tourism grows, investments increase, industrial sectors expand, banking becomes modernized. This is the model used by Vietnam, Egypt, Turkey, in reverse Brazil, etc. Scenario C. Major revaluation, extremely unlikely. Examples of unrealistic predictions. 1 Iraqi dinar equals $1. 1 Iraqi dinar equals $3. 1 Iraqi dinar equals $4. These numbers are based on the Kuwaiti model, but Iraq's economic structure is very different. A sudden jump would destroy government budgets, increase domestic inflation, ruin export competitiveness. No central bank would risk this. 6. What does the central bank say about revaluation? The CBI has consistently stated, no sudden RV, no $1 dinar, No, redeeming old notes for huge profit. Any rate change will be gradual and based on economic reality. Their priority is reducing inflation, stabilizing market prices, strengthening banking systems, closing the dollar black market. A revaluation would not be step 1. It would be among the final steps. 7. What about deleting the zeros? This is a redenomination plan, not an RV. The government has discussed it for years, but it requires a stable economy. It demands a modern banking system. It needs low inflation. It must have a controlled black market. This plan might come after 2025, not before. 8. The role of the United States in the dinar's future. Whether we like it or not, the U.S. holds major influence over Iraq's financial system. The U.S. controls dollar supply to Iraq, wire transfers through the Federal Reserve, banking compliance rules, sanctions lists. The U.S. will not approve any move that destabilizes Iraq, disrupts regional finance, causes dollar leakage to Iran or Syria, harms global oil markets. Any revaluation would require transparency, compliance, stable regional relations. 9. What do global economists predict for 2025? Most analysts agree on key points. Checkmark small improvements possible. Checkmark massive RV unlikely. Checkmark gradual strengthening more realistic. Checkmark Iraq needs years of reforms. Checkmark a stable, modern banking system is essential. The more Iraq digitizes its economy, the stronger the dinar can become. 10. The final assessment. Will the dinar revalue in 2025? Most likely outcome. A small or gradual revaluation is possible if oil prices remain strong, reforms continue, political stability holds, the parallel market is controlled, reserves stay high. Least likely outcome. A massive sudden RV to $1 or higher. Possible but not confirmed. A redenomination deleting zeros could happen in later years if financial reforms succeed. Conclusion. What you should expect. The question isn't, will Iraq revalue the dinar overnight? The real question is Iraq building the economic foundation for a stronger currency? And the answer is yes, slowly, carefully, and over time. 2025 may bring a minor rate adjustment, stronger financial reforms, more stability, better banking systems, but not the miracle RV promoted by rumors. The most intelligent approach is follow official CBI updates, watch oil revenue trends, monitor parallel market improvements, understand the economic indicators. The dinar's future depends not on wishful thinking but on economic reality.